Today in this video, I would like to compare an expensive microscope slide with a fairly cheap one. Which one's better? Well, we're going to find out. Hi, hello and welcome. Microbehunter here. Both of these slides show essentially the same specimen. It's the cross section of the stem of a sunflower. And I think it's one of my favorite slides because the cells look very pretty. But you can already see here, even without putting it under the microscope, that there is a difference already. And what I would like to do today is simply would like to give you a short comparison. So let's put in the first one here. This slide costs approximately €7.80, almost €8. And if you buy it individually, and this one was part of a larger set and would cost around 40 cents. So this slide here is about 20 times as expensive. Let's put it in first. So this sunflower does show a very nice pattern. The cells are all very nicely visible. It's a typical pattern of a so-called a dicot plant. I just want to explain you very briefly of what you're able to see here. Let's go up with the magnification a little bit. Yep, we have to refocus again. And what we see here are the so-called the vascular bundles. These are the cells that transport water up to the plant, and also cells that transport sugar, which is made by the leaves down to the roots. So let's have a look here. So the vascular bundles are those structures that you see over here. Okay, and you see that they're arranged on the periphery of the stem. Some of the cells here are significantly larger. This is referred to as the so-called as the xylem, and these are the cells that transport the water up the plant. You can also see that over here the cells are also stained slightly blue. So this means that there is still a little bit of cell material left over. So the cross section is not quite so thin, which causes the specimen to appear very complete in that sense, and almost as it has a little bit of volume even, and especially the higher magnification, you can actually focus through. Let me turn off the arrow again here. You can even focus through the different layers a little bit. Yeah, you can see that things start to come into focus, and in different parts of the cell, will move in and out of focus. You have to observe this very carefully to be able to see that. Okay, so now let's put in the cheap microscope slide for a comparison. And so I'm going to put in the other one over here right next to it. Okay, and let's move over. Yeah, and this here is now the 40 cent microscope slide. Here too, we can focus a little bit. You can see that, the specimen looks much thinner. And there is also another little difference that you're able to probably realize, and that is that the slide itself is a little bit dirty as well. So you see that there is a little bit, this dirt seems to be sticking on the slide, but indeed there is a little bit of dust also beneath the cover glass. Just wanted to show this to you as well. Yeah, you can see over here all of those little dots here. These are a little bit, contaminating dust. But overall, the slide also is relatively complete, but you do see that it kind of lacks a little bit of volume. You see over here, big speck of dust. I mean, I did wipe the slide, so it should not be on the surface, but it's quite well possible that this is somehow also part of the specimen. And this is essentially one of the differences here. Also, when you make the cross section very thin, like you have over here, then you're able to see that sometimes the specimen is ripped apart and torn apart. My recommendation to microscope slide manufacturers: do not cut your sections too thin either. I think concerning manufacturing costs, there should not be really a difference on whether you make the sections thicker or thinner. But let's go out a little bit again here. And you can see now that the cross section here is not quite as heavily stained as the other one over here. Right. Yeah. So that is a short comparison here. Often you do not know the difference in advance, and I think that sometimes only a side-by-side comparison helps. But you see, even the more expensive slide over here has a little dust fiber in here. But overall, the quality is much better, of course. However, it costs 20 times as much. Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to share this with you. Hope it was informative. Happy microbe hunting. As always, see you around next time. Bye-bye.